I never thought we would have breakfast in such an awkward atmosphere. Kyosuke was eating breakfast while reading a manga magazine. Rin had taken the seat diagonally opposite from me, like always, and was eating her breakfast in total silence. Only Masato was still being considerate toward me. Kengo still had his little Buster's jumper on. I had no idea what the four of them were thinking about. I had no idea where they were heading. Where will their lives take them? Will our paths go separate ways from hereafter? Will each of us have to go our own way? But Kingo had told me, even if no one else is left, I'll be there to carry it on. Even if the others leave, Kingo will be there for me. Maybe you need to stand up and not have someone there for you. Like, I get like the idea, but at some point you gotta be like, okay, move on a little bit, you know? He's always been busy with kendo practice. And ever since we entered the school, he'd been so busy we'd barely had any time to hang out. And now he felt like the closest person to me. He's always been reliable, and I know I can trust his words. Masato is still being considerate toward me. But he remains neutral. I guess I can still count him on my side. Even if I have my own thoughts on this, I'm not going to say anything. That's why I decided a long time ago. I remembered his words. And that's why I decided a long time ago. A long time ago. Masato had already known about the last thing from long ago. He'd been maintaining neutrality all this time. He is more mature than me. I can't stay neutral in this. I wouldn't be able to keep laughing with Kyosuke, keeping those feelings inside. This makes me think. Wasn't even Kingo Masato struggling all this time. It was just Ren and I who didn't know anything. Maybe they even had a fight about it. Someplace we couldn't see. During homeroom the following morning, it was announced that Ren had been chosen as the exchange student. A wave of uneasy commotion swept through the classroom. Everyone knew about our relationship. It was the morning of our separation. All these days I hadn't once looked Rin in the eyes. And I still couldn't do it. I hid behind Kengo and Masato and only listened to their conversation. I heard Kyosuke say,
父に赴く兵士じゃあるまいし、ちゃんと夏休みにはまた会えるし、2週間に1回は戻ってきていいって話になってるだろ。
Until now, the longest we've ever been apart was 3 days. And it's Ren we're talking about, the shyest person I know. No one thought she would be the first one to go away to live in a new place.
不安なのはわかる。わかるが、そんな顔するな。みんなが笑って見送れないだろ。あんまり心配させてやるな。
I don't know what look she has now. I can't even imagine. It might be a face I've never seen on her.
お前は傷ついた人たちを助けに行くんだぞ。その自覚はあるのか。そんなんじゃ、お前の方が助けてほしいみたいじゃないかよ。ほら、胸を張れ。猫たちにお別れはいいのか。
Ren's cats were circling around us, perhaps unaware that she was going away. Ren didn't say anything. The sound of a car engine was getting louder until it stopped.
たく。とりあえず2週間だ。頑張ってこい。
I heard someone else say bye to her. The car door closed. Until the end, Rin didn't utter a word. The sound of the car's engine faded into the distance. Everyone just watched without saying a word. Is it really okay? It's like everyone was asking themselves this question. To dispel this atmosphere, Kyosuke started off toward the dorm. It became a signal to everyone to split up. Only Komari remained, looking at Kyosuke's back with a sad expression. I picked up my cell phone from the desk. I'll be going then. Emoticon. She only sent it to me. Special. The Little Busters didn't break up. Of fucking course not. Rin wasn't there, but everyone else was. And the one who took over the pitcher as the pitcher was none other than Kyosuke. With those words, he stood on the mound. I could understand his intentions less and less. I wanted to hit the ball as hard as I could to vent my anger. But Kyosuke pitched much faster than Rin. I couldn't hit a single ball. I didn't reply, but faced off against him again. I got a text from Rin later that evening. I don't know anyone. What the fucking shit? Everyone's so depressed. Get out. It's the first day. I couldn't talk to anyone. I don't know what to do. She was at her wit's end. It was just the first day. I could only reply, hang in there, to her. The teacher said something weird to me. He said, why were you chosen? How should I know, stupid? I could only reply with, hang in there. I can't start a conversation with my roommate. I think she's avoiding me. I could only reply with, hang in there. Okay, that's over a lot of days, never mind. I can't get through to Komari's cell phone. And my texts aren't going through. I tried calling Komari. I can't either. The recorded voice message told me expressionlessly the following day. Komari? About your cell phone. Rin said she can't get through to you. And well, I couldn't either. Eh? She took out her cell phone from her pocket and showed it to me. The display was blank. I turned the power on, but nothing changed. Oh, no shit. If it didn't work, have you tried turning it on? What about the battery? Which means it must have been damaged. I didn't know. Oh god, not this shit again where like all the phones don't work. A chill ran down my back. What about the password? Oh my god, you changed it. You son of a bitch. It had been Kyosuke. I can't think of anyone else. But why? But it doesn't explain why yours doesn't work when it's contacting her either. Ren, doesn't Kyosuke want to force her to be independent? I guess I should regard Komari and me as a concession from him. But Komari can't use her phone anyway. I know. Just me. Both of us went quiet. Komari? I could almost see tears welling up in the corner of her eyes. Even if she can't do anything for her now, when she comes back, just greet her with your usual smile and say welcome back. A small smile lit her face. It was her usual smile again. Whoosh. I started to make contact with the ball. Congratulations, Riki, you can hit the fucking baseball. But my hand would go numb from the impact, and I couldn't grip the bat properly after. The ball seemed so heavy. How could I send it flying? It made all my training with Ren seem pointless. Will I ever be able to hit the ball? Riki, I can't take this anymore. I could still only reply hang in there to her. On the following day, Komari missed school. I heard she had a fever, so she stayed in her room. Now it's just me. Can I really win? Can I really win against Kyosuke? I have to, no matter what it takes. Bang. I sent the ball flying.
Catcher!
I felt like I had taken my revenge on him for treating Ren so cruelly. Her real brother. The person I'd always admired and looked up to. I don't know what expression I had on my face. Not that of hatred. I stood up to Kyosuke, but how did I really feel about him? I don't know. Riki, I can't take this anymore. Her emoticons were crying today. Riki, I want to go home. I couldn't bring myself to reply with hang in there. The reason she used this emoticon is that she was actually crying. She's ostracized by her classmates, and her teachers have no faith in her. She's still a kid, and this is too much for her. She should have stayed here. She should have stayed with us. That's for the best. I just answered with, come back. Okay, I will. She answered, still crying. Stopped crying and started getting packed. Okay. She stopped crying. You know where the station is. What about money? I'll be fine. I could almost hear the sound of her bell ornament as she nodded. I'm so glad. Now I just have to wait. These horrific days will be over. After a while, my phone vibrated. Just a single emoticon. I hurried to ask her what had happened. They won't let me go. No fucking figure. Was she scolded? Immediately dialed her number, but she didn't pick up. Then? She texted me the same emoticon as before. Maybe she didn't want to talk to me over the phone while crying. We've never seen her cry before. I felt so powerless. Why did she have to go through all this? Wasn't that enough? She's not like that. She doesn't know how to comfort someone who's sad. She's just not cut out for the role. When she's alone, she can't even strike up a conversation. She can't make friends, that's how she is. Please, let this all end. Riki. She's waiting for me. I need to save her. I'll go to where she is, then bow my head in it and get her home. I'm coming now, wait for me. After I was done with my preparations, I exited my room. Fucking Kyosuke is gonna be like right out the door. Oh well, go fucking figure. And there was Kyosuke waiting for me. I ignored him and walked past him, but he grabbed my hand and stopped me. Why are you stopping me? I can figure out the place. I tried to shake off his hand with all my might, but he kept his grip firm, so he's going to stop me by force. Kyosuke? I grabbed his wrist and returned as tight as I could. Do you know how Ren feels? She's crying. She's crying all alone. She's far away all by herself. I'm sure even you have never seen her crying.
そうだな。あいつは泣かなかった。だがそれは俺がいつも守っていたからだ。
So it's good she's crying now? Then help her one more time.
それじゃ意味がない。
No meaning. What's the point in doing it in such a forceful way? I said it in such a loud voice everyone in the dorm must have heard me. We're on the verge of losing something very more important. Something way more important. All these things we've done together. Do they mean nothing to you? I'll help her. Even if no one else does. I will always help her. That's why I'll go to her. His grip loosened.
あと3日頑張れ。
Why? Why 3 days? He couldn't look me straight in the face when he answered. Eh? His expression was unreadable.
次の土曜には戻ってこれるようにする。だから今週はなんとか死に物狂いでいい。乗り越えてみせてくれ。それじゃダメか。
It's not about me overcoming, it's about Ren overcoming it. I didn't answer. He let go of my hand and walked away through, as though interpreting my silence as approval. I analyzed the situation. Despite uncompromising so far, he had given in. Being uncompromising so far, he had given in. But the fact that he could simply decide this on his own seemed strange to me. I'm sure he'll be able to get this done. It's not something I can do. But as long as I'm no longer dependent on him either, I can go to Ren's school. I should look for it. I went back to my room and searched for the pamphlet I had received at the beginning of this new school year. Our teacher's home number was supposed to be written there. I decided to try his cell number first, though. Yeah, both aren't gonna work. I already can tell. Never fucking mind. Sorry to call so late, it's now Ren, I mean Natsume. Do you know where she transferred? Huh? I didn't know how to reply. It seems that her cell phone has poor reception. She said she was going through a rough time in the email I got, so I wanted to go check up on her. Okay, thanks for the help. Good night. I hung up the phone. I said it like he had solved my problem, but tomorrow was too late. Ren was crying now. I called our school office. I didn't expect anyone to be around, but I had to give it a shot. Why are you at work? Someone picked up the phone. Excuse me, I'm from class 2E. What's the matter? Are you being at work? Happened to be. Sorry, but this is very important. Do you know where Natsume from class 2E transferred to? I heard it's to sister school. Family. Why? I explained that what Ren was going through. That's why I really need to see how she's doing. Fuck the rules. Okay, you didn't tell me. You just happened to leave a piece of paper out when you didn't forget to put it up, and I happened to glance at it. I pressed her to no avail. Why won't they tell me? It's like Kyosuke had made sure it'd be like this. Is he really just a student? Even if he had to work behind the scenes, there's only so much he could have done. But he knew. He said I wouldn't be able to go to Ren. Just like he had predicted everything with Lennon. After a while, I dialed Ren's number one more time to ask how she was doing. She didn't answer, but she texted with. I calmed down a bit. Answer the fucking phone. I was slightly reassured. After some deliberation, I told her about Kyosuke's plan, and asked her if she could wait for a little longer. She was surprised and asked if it was true. Yes. I wasn't really sure, but I said yes. Just 3 days, right? She wanted to make sure. I answered with yes. After some time, then I'll be waiting. That's how she replied. It's so easy to say hang in there. You just push everything on the other person and get absolved of all responsibility. It's so simple. But that was the only thing I could do. I couldn't even make it so she could come back for the weekend without Kyosuke's help. But still, I can beat him in the game. he's the one that started it.
2アウトランナー満塁だ
Okay. The infield defense was strong. Since there were 3 runners on, there was no need to tag them up. They would be forced out. Looked like we had an advantage, but actually I was in quite a predicament as the batter. Well, yeah, because the fucking amount of pressure on the batter is ungodly. You want to hit it in the gap, though. I just had to hit the ball to the outfield. I grasped the bat further from the knob and entered the box, because you don't want to have a pop out, because then you fucked it. If you hit it in the a low grounder, usually it'll be fine as long as you can get it past the infield. If I held it this way, I could hit even Kyosuke's pitches.
Play!
Kingo's voice echoed across the field. Even in a situation like this, Kyosuke remained as calm and collected as ever. I must try to hit the first pitch. No! Kyosuke assumed his position. I waited for the ball. Don't swing first.
Strike!
Before I realized that the ball had already sailed past me. A slide stab. His pitching velocity hadn't fallen at all. There's nothing Kyosuke can't do. Second pitch.
Strike!
I swung but was too late. I couldn't figure out when to swing because of his slide stab technique. Why didn't you fucking pitch for us in the game? Everything I'd learned so far was useless. I didn't think I could make contact anymore. I had lost my calm. I didn't feel like I could hit it at all anymore. In theory, he should pitch a ball next, but maybe he's going to pitch inside to make me change my position, or pitch higher outside to confuse me. Either way, I should let the ball go by. Now it's going to be right down the fucking middle. But if I do let it go by, I'll miss his next pitch because of his slide stab. There's no way I could hit that. I could as well close my eyes when I swing the bat, which meant I must hit this pitch. I was gripping the bat at the top of the handle now, so he would likely pitch outside. I'll desperately swing at the ball with all my might. You'll notice if I change my grip now. Kyosuke prepared to pitch for the 3rd time. It's not a slide stab, I got the timing right. An outside fastball. No, it's changed its trajectory. I went after it. The world turned sideways. So fast. I lost all sense of direction. I could only see the white ball. Going for it. There was nothing else. I only felt the weight of the ball. The impact knocked the ball bat out of my hands. I collapsed on the ground. Jesus. How unsightly. Kingo's voice brought me back to my senses. I realized that I'd hit the ball into the infield. I got to my feet and ran to where Kingo pointed. I heard Kyosuke shout as I made my way to first base. I safely reached the base. When I looked back, I saw a third base runner make it home. Meaning that, I looked around. Runner on second kicked off toward third base. That's crazy. Catcher Masato was kneeling with his glove stretched out to catch the ball. The ball flew like an arrow back to home plate. A close play. The cloud of dust puffed out. Kingo was holding out his hand. Parallel to the ground.
Safe!
We did it.
100m12 秒フラットの参考記録を持つこの私を誘うなんて、どのような方をもってしてでも不可能ですわ。
More, please. Yes, why couldn't I have known Sasami was on third? Taxi came to a halt. Oh, God. The door opened and Ren stepped out. She looked like a young lady from some rich family. An unfamiliar sight caught me by surprise, as I hadn't seen her when she left a week ago. Welcome back. We greeted each other simply as the car's engine started up. The car was far away now, but Ren didn't budge an inch. I was hesitant to move toward her too, so we stood where we were. She broke the silence. I know. I know you did. I know. I know, it must have been rough. I know you did all you could.
でもな、また明日の夜には戻らないといけない。だから帰ってこれても明日には戻るんだ。 もう嫌だ。もう戻りたくない。
Don't. During these 2 days, Kat really give her the strength to keep walking. Cats had already gathered up around Ren. They were rubbing against her legs and climbing over her shoes. They were trying to cheer her on. Finally, I walked up to her and patted her on the head. Let's all have fun together. Ren shook her head. No.
遊ぶのはリキとだけでいい。
Oh.
あと猫と。
That's a little weird, but okay.
にゃーにゃーにゃ
The cats shook their tails as she meowed. She leaned over, placing her hands on her knees and ran her eyes over the
ー。
cats.
元気だったかお前たち。
One calico cat extended its front legs forward and pushed up against
そ
Ren.
っか。
She squatted down.
お前グルーミング嫌がってたやつだな。どうした？気が変わったのか。
The cat sat beside her in a regal manner. Meow.
やれるならやってみろって顔してるな。いいだろう。やってやろうじゃないか。にゃーにゃー言わせてやる。あ、ブラシがない。指でいいか。
Meow.
手ぐしは時間がかかるんだぞ。めったにしてやれないんだから光栄に思え。
Ren loosened up while grooming her cat and started muttering under her breath. She was meowing too. Meow.
なんだ不満か？
Prod. The cat pawed Ren's leg. Then suddenly put its leg on Ren's knee. Meow.
なんだくすぐったなめるな。ザラザラだろ。くすぐった。
Meow. Meow. Meow.
なに？
One after another, cats lifted their front legs on her knees. She fell down on her back before long was completely covered by a swarm of cats.
こらなんだやめ。
Licking. They licked all over her cheeks.
くすぐったいって言ってるだろ。こら。
She tried to shoo the cats from her, but they just kept coming back.
くすぐほんとやめ。やめろボケ。
Her voice always had this kindness, and when she scolded her cats.
聞き分けよくしてないと。
Meow. She looked over the herd of cats, and with a sigh of relief and satisfaction, her face lit up in a smile.
おいで。
She called one of the cats and embraced it warmly.
昼寝のしすぎだろ。毛皮熱いぞお前。
The cat meowed softly.
おにゃおにゃ。
She imitated the cat in the most innocent of voices. In the end, I only had to look at her from afar.
いるか？
Even now and then, she would look back at me. Sure am,
よかった。
she answered with relief.
いなくなったらダメだぞ。
Sure. It's okay. I'm not going anywhere. Ren was afraid of being left alone. She didn't trust anyone except me. This is the result of just 1 week. I heard that she had tried phoning everyone when she was in the other school, but with no luck. No one picked up the phone or sent a reply. Only I kept in touch with her. Had it been Kyosuke's work, too? Oh, 100%. I looked out the window. I wonder if everyone was playing baseball, like always. Were all of them on Kyosuke's side? Oh my god, no, he's getting fucking paranoid. What were they trying to accomplish? I couldn't fathom it. I felt so distant from them. Since when did the little busters stop being the place for us to be? If they kept treating Ren this cruelly, will I have to protect her even by myself? Maybe I should take her with me and run someplace far, far away. The thought suddenly occurred to me. A week ago, I had prayed that she'd overcome these hardships so that our relationship would mature. When I look at her now, she's become even weaker than when she used to be with us. I doubt she can deal with the troubles imposed on her. And what's more, something much more important could be lost in the process. What should I do? I wanted someone to help me. I wanted someone to show me the right way. Or was it a complete loss? Suddenly to first base. I remembered that voice. It was Kengo. Reassuring voice. I wanted to talk to Kengo. I wanted him to help me run forward like that time. I waited until nightfall.